It'll be a lit summer, doing whatever we wanna.
My friends, how are you? I hope you're doing great. Pride Month is almost upon us, and I thought I would do a coming out story of myself. And also, I wanted to talk about why I want to do this. So I uploaded a reaction to Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande's new music video, Rain on Me, which I love. You can go watch that if you haven't already seen it. But I have this program as like as a baby YouTuber that helps me select the right tags. Like when you put up a video, you put the name and you put the tags of like what it's relevant to. And I always put LGBT. In this case was very very appropriate because that Rain on Me is those artists are very supportive of an LGBT audience, and I'm in the community and I want to find my fellow community members. But when I put that tag in, I get other suggestions. The suggestions have been bothering me. So usually they're just like normal things, LGBTQ plus, LGBT, like the different letters. But this was, I guess, showing what people are searching. What people were searching is the phrase, "Why does God hate me?" And I was just like really taken aback. Obviously, I was uploading a video, really fun reaction to a fun music video, and I was like, it just really reminded me that there are just people who are really going through it right now. And if you're one of those people, I just want to first of all just say, like, I'm just giving you a hug, and like, this is hard. It's really hard to go through those vibes when you're in a bad feeling. But the best decisions are made from a happy mind. Your clarity, you're connected to reality is actually when you're happy. So just keep that in mind when you're on a low, that right now it's a low, and I've been there too. I've been there in some real ways. But if you can just sort of wait till you're laughing again, and then realize like that's closer to reality. So anyways, I just wanted to talk to you about that phrase. So why does God hate me? And that is just it's intense. It's really intense. And I've been there. I grew up going to a church. There were quite lovely people, but like there's just a lot of fear. Honestly, people are afraid. They don't know if they're supportive of someone who is different, or gender non-conforming, or gay or lesbian or trans or whatever, if that's gonna like mean that they themselves are like, they're like so worried, there's so much fear, like there's so much guilt that is taught to people from an early age. I remember when I was like 5 years old being told like I sinned and I lied to my parents, and I remember being like, but I didn't lie to my parents. I don't remember, like I was a really like good kid. And they're like, well, you did it. And I was like, okay, I feel really bad. So, just keep in mind that people are really ingrained in that fear. So, but we're gonna just talk about that. So I just want to get down to like the base of what this is. I am not in any means a preacher or religious in terms of like a religion that someone could write down and tell me. I feel like I've had to find my own spirituality. But I did grow up in this, and there was a way that I was able to navigate through it before I found out what was personally right for me. And you may find something that's completely different right for you. And I think that's like one of the most exciting and beautiful things about the world, but also in general our LGBTQ community, where everyone is welcome. Like that's what an amazing community that like no matter your skin color, your background, where you're from, what language you speak, your income level, who you love, how you express your gender, you're all welcome. And I always include allies in the LGBTQ community, because like if you're an ally watching this, like God bless you. Like we need you so much. I just think about like people when I was, first coming out, who were just like, great, like I'm here and I love you and I support you, and like it was just like, you do, it's like it just means so much. So if you're an ally, thank you so much for being a part of the community. But anyway, so I just want to go back to this idea about why does God hate me? I'm sorry, this is sort of rambling, but I didn't want to like put together a PowerPoint presentation. I just wanted to like talk to you as if we're talking as friends, because I wasn't going to put together a PowerPoint presentation. That's not my vibe. But but I just wanted to keep it like, just 100, like just real. So, okay, if God is love, and I think we all agree with that. God is love, at the base of everything, at the base of like every, I think every religion, the like essence of all this is the most pure beauty, kindness, love, compassion. That is like what we're all striving for. That's all what we want to be included in. And we are. It's natural. It's like there's just like God is love. So if we can all agree on that, I think we're all good there. I just don't think I'm going to get many people saying that God is not pure love. If, God, or whatever you want to call it, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is pure love, right? And so that's where, if we can all agree on that, that's where we really can't agree on this idea of God hating you, because that makes no sense. And the reason that makes no sense is that if you, so say you're a man and you love another man, that's your, I guess, route to just pure love and kindness. And like, then someone hates that. So someone hates love, but God is love, so they hate God. Like they're confused. There's a lot of confusion there, right? So you really can't hate love. It's their opposite. A little bit further, even if you should love yourself, or there's like an innate self-love, and if you are prevented from doing that, or feel like someone hates, like say someone is trans, and living your true self and loving yourself is great. And then there's just, if someone hates that you love yourself, then there's just like such a dissonance. It doesn't work. So I just want to leave you with that, and who knows if that makes sense. I hope it touched somebody, but that's how I was thinking about it. It just really weighed on me. If someone's searching, why does God hate me? God does not hate you. You are a valid, beautiful being, and there is just so much in this world, and just hang on there. Find your allies, find your supporters, and God is love. So just think about that. Just think about that. If God is love, then that kind of negates a lot of this crazy negativity. Okay, so that felt very intense. As I have grown in like the amount of people who follow me, I just have such a love for you guys, honestly. And the idea that some of you are in situations where you're unsafe or uncared for, I don't like it. So in my little way, I just want to say, you matter. And anyways, on to my coming out story. Okay, so I definitely was gay forever, and I kind of knew it in like elementary school, but in middle school I really suppressed that. So I really suppressed that. Like I really stopped being aware of that, and had some girlfriends, some lovely girlfriends, and through to like the freshman year of high school. And so like by the end of freshman year of high school, I was in a play, surprise, and I had a crush on a boy, and there was just no way for me to deny it. And I was like, wow, like I have a crush on this guy. So there's a lot of details, and I don't know how much detail people want to go into, but basically I ended up dating this person. It was all very secretive. Like there was just like, it was like a summer thing. The summer school had ended, and I ended up hanging out with them and sort of finding out that this person was gay, and then we ended up dating. And it was all very like secret. I had a car, and I would go pick him up from where he was like working at his dad's office, and we would have like 30 minutes together, and it was like really exciting. I had my first kiss with a boy, and it was just like, it was a thrill. It was a fucking thrill. Ended in and did not well. But yeah, so this is like during this time, it was all very secretive. I must have just been, something about my essence must have been really changed. So my parents must have really noticed. And so it was within maybe 1 month, I was in a parking lot with my mom in a car, and she was up in the car, and she was just like, all right, I gotta ask you a question. So it was like, that's all just started. And she was like, I gotta ask you a question. And it was just like probably the best way possible to come out, which was, she just said, your father and I, love you no matter what, whether you're gay or straight or whatever. And she's like, which is it? And she asked me, and I was just like, well, I guess I'm gay. And I don't remember if I burst into tears. Probably I did. It's just such a fucking stressful thing to do. And it's like, also, I really didn't feel ready. I had just figured it out for myself, like within that last like month. But that was with my mom. We went to lunch, and then she told my dad immediately. My dad is an amazing person. He's very similar to me in personality type. I gave myself a big compliment, but whatever. Okay. So I went home, and the first thing, it's the most memorable thing my dad said was he gave me a really big hug, and he was just like, you can't make an apple an orange. And it just kind of took that as like, you are who you are, and like there's no point in trying to like push yourself into some other box. And yeah, so then there was a lot of drama. So it was kind of an interesting situation where it was like, I had this boyfriend who knew, I had a couple friends who knew, and then I had my parents who knew. The whole school didn't know, and I was going into sophomore year. And we had this friend at the time who ended up telling everybody. So it was like actually really funny, because I had I had a couple friends who knew, but I had other friends who did not know. So I was hanging out with these two girls who we were like really good friends. We were at IHOP we were doing our like little thing, like, and I had not told them. I had not like gotten up the courage to tell them, but they already knew, and they already knew that there was a whole drama brewing around this, and the whole school was talking about me, blah 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 blah. So so I remember being at IHOP with them, and I finally was like, you guys, I have something to tell you. And they were just like, and I was like, I'm gay and I'm dating this guy. And they were like, great, we know, now we have a lot to tell you. And I was like, wait, what? So they were like, it was just so funny. Like, that's where I talk about allies. Like, allies are so important, and they're just like, you're normal, like, I don't give a shit, like, you're my friend, or whatever. And it just means so much to have people who really support you. And so I just remember it being like this huge drama at school. I felt so, because by this time, like, school had started again, and I felt so like exposed and like uncomfortable. But I was gonna feel that way anyways, because it's just kind of like an uncomfortable thing. Like it's like a shift, I guess. And so in the end, it was actually really good that I wasn't like keeping the secret anymore, and it was just kind of over, ripped it off like a Band-Aid. And I mean, all of this, like, another reason I like probably haven't shared this before is just because I'm so lucky. Like, I'm from downtown Houston. I live now in New York City, in like, the thick of it all. And downtown Houston is super, especially the part that I was from, called Montrose, is super gay friendly. There's a lot of gay couples in brownstones, or whatever, townhouses, whatever you call them. And I remember being in middle school, super, I got bullied a lot. But there were drag queens walking around outside the schoolyard. So it was like, you could see there was another world happening. And there was pride flags, and, that was there, even though I don't know how much it made me feel better about my situation at the time. Because it's like, it's really a personal thing, and you have all this stuff to deal with if you have a religion that's negative towards you, or you've got people that you feel like won't accept you, and, but I was super lucky. And so after that, that guy did not work out at all. So it's kind of like a blip. But I remember going to my friend's house and crying so hard. She thought someone died. But it was like the first time, you know, you ever like with somebody, and I'm a big emotional person. So yeah, so that was big. And then what happened at school, like I remember I was able to like go home, and like I remember crying on the couch, my dad like listening to me, and I was just like, wow, like this is kind of like crazy. Like I just been so lucky, you know, like about like maybe a year later, like I had another boyfriend that was like more of like a steady boyfriend throughout high school, and like we would go and like drop my mom off at work, and like we would, you know, come over for dinner, and it was like a very like normal high school like romance, and all the school knew about us. We were like, you know, of like a well-known couple in our high school that was like, you know, people liked us, and it was just like we had a very gay friendly high school. So I just been really lucky, and just extremely lucky. So it's like I almost feel like guilty even telling you about this, because God, I have no idea what you've been through. But I hope that some of you have been through something easy. But I guess it's just good for people to know that it can be easy, because it shouldn't be a big deal. It shouldn't be a big deal. Like, who cares, right? You know, even at the church, like I talked about, like my boyfriend in high school would come pick me up from church events, and they'd be like, hey, like it was just like people deep down, they know that it doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't matter. You know, some people are really caught up in stuff, and like I don't know what the answer to that. I remember people telling me like, oh, wait, and like let them like catch up to things, and like I don't like that though, because I'm like, get with it, like it's time. But yeah, so there's definitely more to the story. I went through a lot of stuff, you know, like there's a lot of stuff emotionally. I mean, even once I was out, there's a lot of like, we hear a lot of negative stuff in the news, like a lot of negative stuff in the news. So, you know, I went through like some rough patches, you know, just internalizing all that homophobia and hatred, and like really hating myself. But got through it, you know. Talk to people. Like if you were really stressed and going through it, like find someone and just be like, here's what I'm thinking. Like our thoughts can be really fucking scary, but when you like put them to the light, a lot of them don't hold weight and they don't make sense. And like, I don't know, I'm just super aware that I'm saying all this as someone who's had a lot of privilege and a lot of luck, and I've been surrounded by people who are lovely and care for me. Doesn't mean that everything was easy. That definitely wasn't. I'm leaving out some details because it'd just be awkward for me to share them. But in general, I felt really grateful. And anyways, so I'm just sharing this in case it helps you. I think it's really good for me to be like a visible gay artist. I make a lot of videos that are celebratory of like our gay love and people who are of different races or different places. My dream as an artist is to bring people together from across different just different types of people, bring them together. That's like a dream of mine. When I see other artists doing that, I'm always so like impressed and in awe of that. And so I want people to feel who are not gay, to feel welcome with my music, but I also really want the LGBTQ community to feel seen and represented. And so anyways, I have a couple of videos that I feel like if you watch this video, you'll like. So my Ride music video, which I directed, which I'm not in, but it's a song I wrote, and I directed the video about these two guys in the suburbs. I think it's like a lovely little romance that you might like. And then like I just have a bunch of other videos with a lot of gay stories, like High on You or Smoke Drink Party or Lit Summer. I've been really lucky to find these great couples and like show them their actual like chemistry on film or in the videos. So anyways, please like comment something or like it. My aim of this was to really encourage you, and if you've are going through something, you know, if you think about it, you don't know what's going to happen in the next second, what phone calls you're going to get. That sense of hope you just don't know what's gonna happen. It could happen, something great could happen for you right now, and I really hope it does. And if it does, leave it in the comments. Okay, I will see you all soon. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye. Okay.
Ride or die, so let's